Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. It is Tuesday, May the 14th, and we are here to look at the new releases that are being set into the wild this week. And on Tuesdays, we look at mysteries and thrillers. So, I've got a few up here and just want to apologize if the show seems to lag a little bit. My tablet is being laggy, and I've done everything to delag it, and it still seems to be a little laggy. So I don't know, maybe it's just the internet in my area right now. I don't know. But thank you for being here. Quick announcements. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. I do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Let's do a check-in before we look at the mysteries and thrillers. Yeah, it's being super slow. Ooh, drives me crazy. Good morning, Elena. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you very much. My day was good, and today is the day for me to be studying for the reading sprint. Ah ha ha! And I will be buying lunch at Subway. Oh, that sounds nice. I have work at the ranch in Chatsworth and Topanga, like feeding the dogs at the ranch. We don't bring any meat because they are on a special diet. Keo is also on a special diet. Kim says, good morning, good morning. I was back in my car yesterday right after you got off. Oh, the timing. That's okay. This is so slow. It's like dial up. And good morning. Good morning. All right. I click on things and it just takes forever. I've defragged, I deleted temporary files, I restarted. It is just being sluggish. All right, let me remove that banner if it will let me. Okay. Yes, I want to hide that. It's not going to let. Okay, there we go. Wow. Okay, let's jump in. There's actually a lot of more thriller things today, it seems like, but we shall see. I'm glad I set this up ahead of time because this is crazy. All right, Blood Red Summer by Eric Pruitt. Second in the Jess Keeler thrillers. Hot on the heels of her podcast debut, Jess Keeler looks for another unsolved crime to investigate. Oh, I'm intrigued. Cold cases. This time with a documentary crew in tow. She can't seem to find the right case until a handsome stranger approaches her in a bar in Lake Castor, Virginia, with an incredible story about wrongful conviction. The Lake Castor sniper struck in 1984, terrorizing the historically black part of the old mill town. The killer claimed 5 lives. No one seemed worried about the first 4 victims, but when journalist Hal Broadstreet was killed, the police were suddenly interested. They arrested a suspect 2 days later, but did they get the right man? As evidence emerges pointing to a false confession and a murky connection to 3 bootleggers' murders, Jess closes in on the truth and risks landing in the sights of the true sniper. Interesting. Let's see what the first book was. Something Bad Wrong. Huh. Interesting. Cold Fury, a romantic thriller. Cold Justice, Most Wanted. By Tony Anderson. There are 5 books in this series. Again, you might be interested. I like cold cases. 7 years ago, Hope Harper was a star defense attorney with a great life and a beautiful family, until she got the wrong defendant acquitted and he turned around and viciously slaughtered her husband and child. He did ya a positive, dude. Since then, the only thing Hope cares about is locking bad guys behind bars where they can't hurt anyone else. When the killer escapes from a maximum security prison during a winter storm, Hope refuses to run and hide. The FBI's hostage rescue team is called in to protect the handful of public figures the notorious serial killer threatened. Operator Aaron Nash draws the short straw. He'll be heading up District Attorney Hope Harper's post protection detail. Much to Aaron's frustration, the cool blonde refuses to go into protective custody. As the hours and days wear on, Aaron and Hope manage a fragile truce. He begins to understand and admire the tenacious prosecutor, and the two of them begin to work together. As the escaped serial killer's rampage spins on, Hope knows it's just a matter of time until he comes for her. Except something's changed. For the first time since losing her family, she has something to live for. But is history doomed to repeat itself? No, it's not. Just saying. Forget Me Not by K.T. Carlisle, second in What Happened to Mia Davis. Are we still asking what's happening to Mia Davis? After becoming embroiled in a heated affair with her best friend's husband, Elaine Reed's life couldn't get more complicated. That is, until she discovers a dark secret that leaves her wondering exactly who she can trust. But when her attempt to shine a light on the ugly truth she's uncovered results in her untimely death, the only way to bring her killer to justice is from beyond the grave. Ew! As Elaine attempts to navigate the afterlife and solve her own murder, Detective Rachel McGowan believes that a string of suicides throughout North Carolina could be the key to cracking the case. Through the course of her investigation, Rachel's 15-year hunt for an evasive serial killer becomes less a matter of whodunit and more of a dogged pursuit to track down the murderer's whereabouts, etc., etc. Yeah. Her Dying Secret, a completely addictive and heart-racing crime and mystery thriller. Don't tell me how to react. I will react how I will react. This is book 20 in the Detective Josie Quinn books by Lisa Reagan. Let's double check. Yep, we are good. It was supposed to be a routine road accident recovery, but the moment Detective Josie Quinn sees the passenger, pale and painfully thin, a sharp tool lodged in her stomach, it's clear she was the victim of something far more sinister, you think? And likely dead before the crash. Watching the driver taken away in an ambulance, questions spin through Josie's mind. Where were these two women going? Was the driver trying to save a life or hiding a body? And most heartbreaking of all, is there a child in danger crying out for help with no reply? Josie quickly identifies the crash survivor as Mira Summers, a singleton and animal lover on her way home from nearby stables. Mira swears she doesn't know who the woman in the car beside her is or how she was injured. And when she's diagnosed with concussion and memory loss, Josie is forced to back down. But the discovery of Mira's prints on the child's drawing is all the proof Josie needs that Mira knows more than she's letting on. And a witness saw Mira meeting with a man with a gnarled diamond-shaped tattoo at the stables. In a race against the clock to track down this elusive man, Josie faces danger from the most unexpected places. Pushed to her limit, can she stay alive long enough to catch the killer and save the life of an innocent child? Well, she's done it 19 times before. I'm sure she's got a pretty good shot at it. She Left, a novel by Stacy Gray. 20 years ago, she survived. This time, she may not be so lucky. On the night that changed everything, Amy Brewer walked out of a house party, trudging angrily away from the friends who made her feel like she didn't belong. Within the next hour, all 5 of those friends would be dead. Oh, wow. The Memorial Day Massacre, as it came to be called, rocked their small California community, and Amy, the girl who walked away just in time, couldn't escape the media circus or the guilt. 20 years later, 10 people with connections to the crime have been invited to a remote cliffside house by a journalist looking to do a story on the murders. But the group quickly learns the event is not what it seems. As the storm closes in, of course, because storms always close in at this time, and guests begin to die, Amy realizes there is someone in the house who knows more than they admit about what happened that night long ago, and they will stop at nothing to protect their secrets. That's kind of an interesting premise, though. I am a little bit intrigued. I will admit that. The Hunter's Daughter by Nicola Solvinic. Anna Corey escaped her father's darkness long ago. When she was a girl, her childhood memories were sealed away from her conscious mind by a controversial hypnosis treatment. She's now a decorated sheriff's lieutenant serving a rural county, conducting an ordinary life far from her father's shadow. When Anna kills a man in the line of duty, her suppressed memories return. She dreams of her beloved father, his hands red with blood, surrounded by flower decked corpses he had sacrificed to the god of the forest. To Anna's horror, a serial killer emerges who is copying her father, and who knows who she really is. Is her father still alive, or is this the work of another? Will the killer expose her, destroying everything she has built for herself? Does she want him to? Probably not. But as she haunts the forest, using her father's tricks to hunt the killer, there's an extra "the" in there. Will she find what she needs most, or lose herself in the gathering darkness? The description has some good things there, but it's kind of written almost like a young adult ish. But we seem to have serial killers and cold cases or old cases as a theme. The Last Time She Saw Him by Kate White. Kate White's been writing a long time. Good for her. A woman is left reeling when her former fiance appears to take his own life, and she becomes desperate to prove it was actually murder. As Kiki Reed heads out to a party at a friend's house in the Connecticut countryside, she's more than a little nervous. Her ex fiance, Jamie, a great guy who just wasn't the one, will be attending, and she hasn't seen him since she broke his heart a few months earlier. But when they come face to face, their exchange is brief and pleasant, which is a huge relief. Then, as the party is winding down, a noise pierces the night. The last few guests run outside to find Jamie inside his car, dead from a gunshot wound. Shocked and grieving, Kiki learns that the police believe Jamie took his own life, but she knows he was moving on from the breakup and just doesn't believe it. Determined to find the truth, she searches for any evidence that will get the police to take her seriously. But as she peels away the layers, she uncovers something far more sinister than she imagined, and it may be her life on the line next. Dot 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 dot. So far, none of these fit my TBR. Yeah, there's one maybe that I'm interested in, but I'm not rushing. It's like, oh, yeah, maybe someday. That's okay. We got to look at everything to weed out what could possibly be there. We're on a treasure hunt. The Red Grove by Tessa Fontaine. When a mother goes missing, a young woman uncovers the secrets beneath her protected community. What kind of world might we have? Who might we become if everyone were truly safe? What price would we pay for that kind of freedom? There are secrets beneath every community. even those founded with the purest of intentions, secrets as strong and reaching as the roots that keep us connected to one another and anchored to home. The Red Grove is a special place, protected. Some say a spell was cast by its founder, Tamsin Nightingale. Some say the mountain lions stalking the nearby hills guard its mysteries and its boundaries. Some may say the mighty redwoods keep its people safe. Yet a man has died on the Red Grove's sacred ground, and Luce's mother, Gloria, has vanished. The Red Grove is Luce's whole world. She is utterly devoted to its mission, its rituals, and history. Still, she knows that her mother, frustrated free spirit though she might be, wouldn't just leave without a word, wouldn't leave Luce's little brother Rue, and their Aunt Jem, whose life and care in a suspended state they call Everdream, depend on Gloria in every way. But strange things begin to happen as Luce tries to figure out where her mother has gone. Clicks echo out from the trees, flies pound against the windows, and a strange man keeps calling on the phone. The deeper Luce digs, the more she must ask if her beloved home, the woman she admires, and the stories she might tell might be built on a devastating lie. Well, that sounds creepy. The Unseen Sister by Andy Maslin, second in the Detective Kate Ballantyne series. For D.S. Cat Ballantyne, finding the murderer might mean looking closer to home. D.S. Cat Ballantyne is still reeling from a revelation that turned life as she knew it upside down. But when a dog walker discovers the body of a woman among the standing stones locally known as the Three Sisters, there's no time to focus on her own troubles. Cat is drawn back to work to investigate. At first, the death appears to be an accident, but then Kat discovers an infinity symbol branded onto the dead woman's abdomen. She's convinced there's a vicious killer at large. Still juggling her turbulent private life with a professional duty, she begins to dig into the victim's past. There, she uncovers shocking secrets and several potential suspects. When a second woman is found killed in similar circumstances, Kat needs answers fast. Does she have a serial killer on her hands? Or is the perpetrator motivated by something more personal? What connects the victims? And can she catch the killer before anyone else turns up dead? So many questions. Chill, girl, chill. The Villa. I hate this. Do you hate that? A deadly, twist-filled reality TV thriller on a private island. They are so, this is by Ruth Kelly, so concerned about saying the tropes anymore. True, and I know there are readers for these books. I'm just not one of them. Yep, me too. Like vampire books. I'm not that reader. That's okay. A Villa in Paradise. It's destined to be the ultimate reality TV show. 10 contestants, a luxurious villa on a private island. Every moment streamed live to a global audience who have total control over those competing for the cash prize. A journalist undercover. Reporter Laura is told to get the inside scoop on her fellow contestants. But once the games begin, she soon finds herself at the mercy of a ruthless producer willing to do anything to increase viewer numbers. A reality show to die for. There is more to every contestant than meets the eye, including Laura. They all have the secrets they'd like to keep buried, and the pressure in Paradise quickly reaches boiling point. How far will the contestants go to secure audience votes? And would somebody really kill to win? Kind of like 10 Little Indians, but also live TV, which is very similar to a book I read, was it last year? And I warned people not to read it because the ending was so horrible. I got PTSD just reading about that because that book was so bad. Think Twice. Oh, we have a new Harlan Coben, a new Myron Bolitar. Good for him. It is new. Harlan Coben has gone into standalone thrillers, but he started with this series, who is a sports agent, which works. It's because he's a good writer, um, and created a great sidekick, psycho sidekick. But think, what's his name, Niles on the TV show Frasier, only he's a killer. A man presumed dead is suddenly wanted for murder. 3 years ago, sports agent Myron Bollitter gave a eulogy at the funeral of his client, renowned basketball coach Greg Downing. Myron and Greg had history, initially as deeply personal rivals and later as unexpected business associates. Myron made peace and moved on, until now when two federal agents walked into his office demanding to know where Greg Downing is. According to the agents, Greg is still alive and has been placed at the scene of a double homicide, making him their main suspect. Shocked, Myron needs answers. Cool. I don't think I'll read it, but cool. Thorn City by Pamela Statz. Suspected murder, eclectic food trucks, and artisanal cocaine. Just another day in Thorn City. It's the night of the Rose City Ripe for Disruption Gala, a gathering of Portland's elite. Dressed to kill in sparkling mini dresses, best friends Lisa and Jamie attend as paid-to-party girls. They plan an evening of fake flirtations, karaoke playlists, and of course, grazing the catering. Past and present collide when Lisa stumbles upon Ellen, a ruthless politician who also happens to be Lisa's estranged mother. Awkward. When Lisa was 16, Ellen had her kidnapped and taken to the Lost Lake Academy, a notorious boarding school for troubled youth. To make matters worse, Lisa's boyfriend Patrick crashes the party to meet his new boss, Portland's food cart drug kingpin. These unfortunate encounters spur Lisa into making a fateful choice that traps her, Jamie, and Patrick in Ellen's web. You can tell it's sort of a snarky type of book because the cover is pink. Last one, Yule Island. This is by Johanna Gustafson. This is a thriller in translation. I think it's French. I was going to say Swedish, but I think it's actually French. Art expert Emma Lindell is anxious when she's asked to appraise the antiques and artifacts in the infamous manor house of one of Sweden's wealthiest families on the island of Storholmen, where a young woman was murdered 9 years earlier, her killer never found. Emma must work alone, and the Gusman family apparently avoiding her. She sees virtually no one in the house. Do they have something to hide? As she goes about her painstaking work and one shocking discovery yields clues that lead to another, Emma becomes determined to uncover the secrets of the house and its occupants. When the lifeless body of another young woman is found in the icy waters surrounding the island, Detective Carl Rosen arrives to investigate and memories his failure to solve, and you can definitely tell it's in translation, and remembers his failure to solve the first case. Memories of his failure to solve the first case come rushing back. Could this young woman's tragic death somehow hold the key? Battling her own demons, Emma joins forces with Carl to embark upon a chilling investigation, plunging them into horrifying secrets from the past, Viking rites and tainted love, and Scandinavia's deepest, darkest winter. That sounds kind of cool, too. You know, Scandinavia noir type of books are a genre. You just don't see a lot of them that much anymore. At least I haven't for a while. All right. That is all we have time for. Going back to sleep after this. Oh, I wish I could. Actually, I slept pretty well last night. Better than the night before. All right, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you're watching it later, thank you for watching it later. I will be reposting this so you can see what the new releases are without having to get up so early if you don't want to, but I appreciate if you do, both ways. Have a very good Tuesday. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book, work on a project, or just close your eyes after a day. That is whatever you want to do. Tomorrow we will look at romances, Wednesday. Have a good day. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.